Good, y'all. I'm Jerry. About to check out Crown Jewel 2023. This video is about wrestling's premiere. This is his opinion of the pay-per-view that happened yesterday. I missed the hour of it, so I really didn't see too much of the first hour. I kind of got to see when the women's fatal 4-way, fatal 5-way match, and on down to the main event with Roman versus LA Knight. From what I seen, it was a pretty good pay-per-view. Some of the matches kind of started off slow, and I guess the crowd wasn't into it as much, but it was an okay show. The main event was the typical Roman Reigns main event of how he won, except for the referee not being knocked out. So, about to hop into this video, see Wrestling Premier's take on the video. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's go. Let's hop into this video.
Crown Jewel 2023. We are so close to being on the road to WrestleMania, it's insane.
I did not know
we were just
Survivor Series is the last pay-per-view of the year.
Now we're almost at WrestleMania season. It's crazy. I don't want to waste time. Let's get into it. For the show, on the kickoff show, Sami Zayn beat JD McDonough. Decent match. This Judgment Day and Cody and Sami and Jay story's been going on for a bit too long.
Yeah.
Jay just joined, of course, so let's be reasonable. But probably gonna end big at Survivor Series, so there's that. Okay, the first match on the show was for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins defended the gold against Drew McIntyre. It had become clear that Drew's storyline has become more desperate to win the title. He was deprived of a title reign in front of the fans, and since then, he's devolved into a bottler of sorts.
So
Drew assured everyone that this was his moment. Now, about the match, spectacular. Both men came in with a chip on their shoulders, and Seth Rollins' title reign had some good matches in it, but they were never this good. McIntyre was considered the favorite by some, the crowd backed him, and in some ways, I actually started believing he would win it. The near falls were tremendous, especially from Seth's side. Strangely enough, they didn't make the bad back more of a story, which is kind of dumb, because the entire story is about how Seth overcame his challengers with a broken back. Yeah, watching here, it's like, oh, Rollins is normal and good. McIntyre's Claymore had me believing, and it made so much sense for him to reclaim the title, but instead, it was yet another successful title defense for Seth Rollins. Rollins wins, and in some ways, it leaves you wondering more about Drew. Will he turn heel? Is he leaving because of the contract situation? No one knows. But one thing for sure is that this match was excellent and brought out some of that big-time energy that Seth Rollins hasn't shown much of in the title reign. Drew McIntyre, if he re-signs, in my personal opinion, should be the one to win the title. There's others on the roster, but his story is the most compelling and provides an entire different vibe compared to Seth and the Judgment Day. But after the match, Damian Priest ran in to cash in, but Sami Zayn quickly ruined everything.
Oh, man.
The next match is a fatal 5-way match for the women's
World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, it was a fatal 5-way.
Rhea Ripley defended the gold against Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. Rhea's title reign has been pretty forgettable.
So I missed the first match.
Funny enough, her status is
and
only
part of the
increased.
second match.
This match is a foregone conclusion, but Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, and Rhea wanted to make the most out of it. Will I remember this match? Probably not, but I enjoyed it. Rhea looked like a super champion. Zoe Stark was exciting, and that ending with Raquel trying to steal the win from under the champion was nice. She was like, oh, maybe I could steal the win and win the title, but Rhea ended up dropping Zoe Stark with the Riptide to retain. Rhea Ripley has grown a lot in the last few months. They gave her a big entrance, and all that's missing is the WrestleMania main event accolade. I'm sure it'll happen at WrestleMania 40. The next match is between John Cena and Solo Sikoa. The John Cena return arc has come to an end. As I said last time, I really wish they went all out with it, but there's
this was his last match for real?
The fact that it happened between September and November, you know, there wasn't much of an A-level pay-per-view in between. Cena's health status, he can't really go like he did in the past due to his movie commitments, but regardless, I'm sure most would rather have John Cena than not. Solo Sikoa was torn into on SmackDown with Cena calling him a budget Taz, and the big story was that Cena has yet to win a singles match in 5 years. And this bucked Cena to the point where he was considering retirement. Now remember how a lot of people, including me, thought that the Theory and Cena match was disappointing? Man put in way more effort here. Solo was dominant, somebody that held his own ground and pushed Cena to a point where he looked defenseless. This JBL version of Cena is so damn weak. Who would have thought this man would lose all the time? He had some moments where Solo was caught in a dangerous situation, but they didn't last too long. Solo hit like 11 Samoan spikes without a single pinfall until the very end, where he finally wrapped things up to beat Cena. It's crazy how not too long ago John Cena was winning all these matches in dominant fashion. Nowadays, he can't even hit his finisher. Good match. They told a nice story of Cena not having it in him anymore. Solo could have pinned him after the second spike, but was more about taking out Cena. And afterwards, they made it seem like he was completely done. As was shown during this match, John Cena still has a lot left in the tank. I just hope if he comes back Jackets with the old look and a big story comes out of it, but who knows? Maybe he is actually done. It's not retirement done, but like Rock in 2004 type done, I think. The Miz hosted Miz TV with his guest being a Saudi actor, Ibrahim El-Hajjaj. Never seen a custom told like this. Grayson Waller quickly interrupted and tried to take over with his own show. He got his ass beat and Ibrahim even hit the people's elbow. Every show in Saudi Arabia has a certain guest that their crowd recognizes, and this is no different. As for The Miz, this face turn came from out of nowhere. His last two were terrible. The one in 2019 was so deprived
so this
of
was a face turn
booking, and that one had a very undeserving stain on it. You know, I didn't feel like they tried too much with him. He was losing all the time, but they did it once again. I am going to say, though, that he's more natural as a heel, so there's that. The next match is the United States Championship. Rey Mysterio defended the gold against Logan Paul. Logan Paul has done well for himself in the last 3 months. He had a terrible fight with Dylan Dennis, which makes me thankful that despite WWE being bad at times, you don't have to spend $60 on it to see a fighter try to turn boxing into MMA or unfair results. One notable thing to come from that fight was a challenge to Rey Mysterio. It was bound to happen. Logan had a special entrance from the deserts of Arabia, and this was a good match. It's not that amazing Logan Paul match you expect it to be, and that's a funny thing in itself how people have such a high expectation for a YouTuber. Goes to show how talented he is inside the ring. The man is a pure workhorse, only 8 matches into his career, and it's strange stuff. But my problem with this match is that it wasn't at their very best. I think on another night this would have made a bigger impact, but with regards to Logan Paul, you can't really focus on his flaws, because every match he gets better and makes significant improvements to his character and in-ring awareness. He's improved in-ring as evident by the moment he saved Rey Mysterio. A naturally gifted talent, yet still feels the need to cheat. Santos Escobar made the save, or did he? Now this doesn't need much of an
kind of like a heel. Oh no.
We'll see how it goes.
Why would he put
Logan Paul becoming
the brass
United
knuckles
States
right
champion?
there?
I mean, it was going to happen. The question, though, is will he appear often? Because outside the ring, I'm sure he'll be holding this everywhere. Brand awareness will be at an all-time high. He's going to be talking about crypto allegations with that title on his shoulder. The next match is for the WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky defends the gold against Bianca Belair. It had been a while since we've seen Bianca Belair. I think this break does her well and keeps her fresh. She's re-energized now. Io Sky's been invested in hard since she won the title. I still think it's kind of weird how she's actually champion, but with regards to this match, it was not on the level of their match at Backlash. Similar to Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio, on a different night, things would have hit different.
It was kind of slow.
Bianca just returned. She's not informed. The story with Bayley slowly losing Io had amplified with the women's champion receiving help from the returning Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane hadn't been seen in 2 years, so it came as a shocker to see her actually come back on a random pay-per-view. Bayley ironically was the one who took her out 2 years ago before she left, and the crowd didn't really react much. But she dropped Bianca, leading to
I don't think nobody knew who she was.
Afterwards. Kairi Sane's return really came from out of nowhere. She had been signed for a bit, but they didn't find the right moment to bring her in. It looks like the beginning of the end of Damage Control, though. That's one thing to mention, because her association with Io Sky is obviously going to be a problem for Bayley and maybe even Dakota Kai. We'll see. But welcome back, Kairi Sane. Nice stuff. The next match is between Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. Alright, I'm not going to talk about this match in detail. This is a match you'd see on Raw. Nonetheless, it was solid. You can't watch a Judgment Day match, though, without interference. And that's exactly what happened here.
Absolutely.
This time, though, main event Jey Uso with the main eventer level stats took out all 3 men and got rid of them. Cody and Priest went to work, and the American Nightmare scored the victory. I don't have much to say about this match because it feels like a match you'd see on Raw, but Cody's road to WrestleMania continues. And the main event, baby. Roman Reigns defends the undisputed Universal
I like the promo package they had for LA Knight and Roman.
LA Knight is red hot. It's insane to think that this man was just a random on SmackDown a year ago. He did well in Impact, NWA, and eventually NXT, but nobody really imagined him to be a huge opponent for Roman Reigns of all people. But his larger-than-life character captivated the fans with his ridiculous charisma and aura. He's a bit unlucky to get this popular during Roman's title reign, and this match was more of a test for him to see if he could do well in the main event.
He delivered.
That's the test. Roman Reigns did very well with LA Knight here. Was it LA Knight's best match? One of. I'm going to be honest with you, it's actually one of LA Knight's best matches, and this is what he did with Roman Reigns. You know, he slows down the pace. Imagine if he was in there with somebody like Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, just some big main eventer that busts out all kinds of moves during their matches. He managed to go toe-to-toe with him. He was able to hang the Roman Reigns, which I thought was nice. They booked them very well here despite losing. Bloodline interference is necessary, of course. They always interfere, and that's what happened here. LA Knight at one point had Roman Reigns beat with the BFT.
Jimmy put his leg on the rope.
Jimmy dragged his foot on the rope, gets distracted, gets speared into the barricade, and Roman ends up capitalizing and spearing him to retain the title.
It wasn't a crazy pay-per-view, but it was okay.
Is that Roman put in more effort for this match and help LA Knight. I'm assuming Roman Reigns' year is over in ring, of course. He's gonna disappear until the Royal Rumble, most likely. I do wish we see him at Survivor Series and War Games, but I don't think so.
Nah.
But yeah, LA Knight looked very good.
It ain't no reason for him to be in Survivor Series.
Was kicking out of the spear, looked resilient as hell, and it took
Unless they
distractions from
build him up a challenger
story for him to lose.
Nah,
But they had to use
it's
it here.
too
My
early.
personal opinion, they had to use the bloodline interference here to help LA Knight look strong because he's a guy they're probably going to invest in more in the future. You don't got much talent that comes in with the character, with the charisma that LA Knight does very often. But he did very well here. He passed the test. And I'm very interested in seeing him with higher caliber wrestlers such as Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins like he was here with Roman Reigns. So that's nice. Alright, that's Crown Jewel. Solid event. I'm not going to say it's good. A bit was missing from it. John Cena Solo Sikoa, I enjoyed that match. Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul was solid. Opener was the match of the night for me. Best match in the show.
I gotta rewatch that. I didn't see that match
at
at all.
Great stuff. Seth Rollins once again has another notch up his belt throughout the year, and Drew McIntyre has one of his best matches in a couple of months. Main event LA Knight looked great. Kairi Sane's return, awesome. I'm very interested in seeing how they treat her this time around when compared to the past. You know, she was on Raw, she was doing stuff, she was a tag team champion with Asuka, but they're clearly going in a different direction now, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, decent show. It's not a must-watch. It's not even the best Crown Jewel event, but it does make me a bit interested in seeing Survivor Series with the way things are going. So yeah. Alright, what you guys think of Crown Jewel? Please comment down below, man.
Alright, y'all. Great video, man. I like his opinion of the pay-per-view. It wasn't the best Crown Jewel. Pretty much wasn't even the best pay-per-view of the year. But they had some great solid matches. A few of them was kind of dead. I feel like the crowd was dead throughout majority of the matches that I seen, including the main event. The main event was pretty good. LA Knight did his thing. Roman did his thing as usual. Cody, the Judgment Day situation, they match was pretty entertaining. But it's more so we see the same thing on Raw every week. But overall, this is a great video, man. I enjoy Crown Jewel just like I enjoy every pay-per-view, but it wasn't the best. But let me know down below in the comments of what y'all thought of my reaction to this video and Crown Jewel as well. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.